In this week's episode, it's all about aging with fierceness and toughness. And keep listening because I have a couple equipment reviews and a great website I want to tell you about. Welcome to Martha Runs the World, a podcast with a new take on running, fitness, and all things health-oriented. I'm Martha Hughes, your host, and each week I present a new topic that is of interest to all runners. Hi, and welcome to episode 323 of Martha Runs the World. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it each and every week. This week, I'm talking about how not to age gracefully, but to age with fierceness and toughness. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. When I was growing up, my dad worked for a major airlines, so we had the benefits of traveling a lot. Sure, we had to go standby, which meant that sometimes we didn't make our flights, but a lot of times we did. So I got to go to various places around the country and sometimes around the world. My dad was born and raised on the East Coast, and one of the places he liked to go was to Miami Beach. Back then, this is way before Miami Vice and before Miami Beach became a trendy hotspot. At that time, it was lined with these hotels that had seen better days. They were a little run down. And in the winter, all the snowbirds from New York were there. And it was mostly retired folks. And they would spend all day sitting on the porches in the shade of these older hotels and complain. They would just sit there and complain. That's how they spent their days. I'll never forget walking along, seeing all these porches of these hotels and lined with retired folks, just doing nothing, just sitting there. I vowed that when I got older, I would never just sit there and complain. I said, no, that's not how I'm going to spend my older days. And I haven't. And what I mean by not aging gracefully is that you hear all these things, how to age gracefully, how to take care of your skin, how do you do this? Well, no, that's not important. That's surface level stuff. How to be strong and how to be fierce is really what it's about. I work with people, most everybody I work with is younger than I am, and I work with these 20-somethings who are so concerned about wrinkles. Oh my gosh, I don't want to get wrinkles. I don't want to get wrinkles. And you're going to get them. You are, unless you just constantly get plastic surgery and then you're going to look weird. Then you're going to have that Madonna looking weirdness. You are going to get wrinkles. And what's the big deal about wrinkles? Who cares? That's surface level. So accept your age, accept aging, and be fierce about it. Be tough, be strong. That's what you want to be. You don't want to look like a Stepford wife or a mannequin, do you? You want to look tough and strong. And that's really what I mean. I don't care about surface level. I don't care about your outer looks. I want to know if you are a strong person. And that's what I mean by aging with fierceness and toughness. It's not about being aggressive or mean. It's not about how good your makeup looks. It's about how strong you are as a person, mentally, physically, and emotionally. How are you aging? Now, if you are an older person and you want to start running, and most of the people I'm thinking who are listening to it already do run, but if you're listening for the first time and you want to begin running, you may think if you're over 40, 50, or 60, you're too old to run. Well, I'm telling you that you're not. And if you have friends who you think would like to start running, tell them about the show and they can listen, and tell them about this episode and I can help them get started, even if they're older. I don't care how old you are. You can start running today or tomorrow or whatever. You can start running if you're older. The benefits of running for over 60-year-olds. People start running for various reasons. They may want to start running to improve their health, for fitness, to shed a few pounds. And here are some benefits for people who start running over 60. Helping to prolong an active life, improving all-around general health, helping to keep weight under control, helping to maintain mobility, suppleness, and muscle tone, making for a positive mental attitude with ongoing simple and achievable goals, And moderate exercise has also been shown to promote better sleep. What better reasons do you need? If you are a total beginner, or if you haven't run for a long time and you want to start running again, it's really a good idea to get a simple health check from your doctor, make sure everything's okay, make sure your heart is fine, make sure everything's under control, and then find a good training schedule. Couch to 5K is a really good one. Or check out Jeff Galloway's run walk ideas. Those are really, really nice. That's what I do. I don't necessarily follow his because it's pretty strict, but uh, I do alternate running with walking. I will run for a couple minutes and I'll walk for a minute, run for a couple minutes, walk for a minute. And it really helps me keep going. And Galloway has some more stricter rules about it if you want to follow his way. And think about terrain when you're starting. If all you have is pavement, then you're going to go on pavement. But if you have a track is nice, maybe a fire road, as long as it's smooth and not too many rocks and not too rugged or too many roots, it would be a nice way to start. Now, your gear, if all you have is just your walking shoes, that's fine. Use those and comfortable workout clothes. You'll want to get running shoes as soon as you can. And go back and listen to my beginning running shows because those will help you as a beginning runner. I'm not going to go through all that stuff again, but if you want to listen to those, that's at the beginning. When I first started the show, I have a really nice beginning runner program, and I'll put the link on the website, martharunstheworld.com. I'm also going to put on the link that I put a lot of the information here on the website as well. Warm up, it's really important, especially for beginners, to start each run with a brisk walk to warm up and some dynamic exercises. And this can include a few squats, maybe 10, 20 squats, single leg Romanian deadlifts. Those are very nice. I'll put a link for those. And leg swings, which are really, really nice, where you just swing out, you hold on to something for balance and you just swing out each leg in front and back, and it's very easy to do, and it's a real nice way to get those legs warm. Stretching, now you only do static stretching after you run. You don't want to do them before you run, which is where these are the stretches where you hold the stretch for 10 to 30 seconds. Examples: a standing squat stretch, hip flexor stretch, standing calf stretch, and I'll put a couple links to an example of one or two of those. Stick to your training schedule as much as possible. Things happen in life where you're going to have to either cancel a workout or move it around, but make sure that you do it as often as you can or as much in your schedule as you can. That way it becomes a habit and you get into your habit. They say if you do things 3 weeks in a row, it becomes a habit. So try to do it as much as you can. Now, if you're an older runner and you already run, how do you keep running? So you've been a runner most of your life and you don't want to stop just because the calendar says you're older. And I know in our brains, we don't think we're older. It's like, I'm this old? Really? I don't think I am. We can and we should keep running no matter what age we're supposed to be. All right. Our emotional age might not be our physical age, but what can we do, right? We're here. Here are some ways to make running better as you get older. And I found these online, and like I said, I'll put the website. I got these from the website Marathon Training Academy, and it's a pretty cool website, so I'll put the link on there, on the website. Balance, easy, and hard training. As a master's runner, there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing hard workouts, both running and cross training, but make sure you balance your hard days with easy running. And they always say 80-20. So 80% of your running should be easy and 20% should be harder. So balance it out. And you can do what I do. And since I have a weird work schedule, I work 5 days a week in the clinic, and a couple of those days are 12-hour days, and there's no way that I'm going to get a run in on 2 12-hour days. It's just not happening. So on the days that I have four days off, I get way more workouts and run-ins, and the days that I only have 2 days off, I get less runs in. And it balances out. It works for me. So you find what you need to do with your running, you balance it out, but make sure and try to go to the 80-20 rule. This weekend, I had a couple really, really heavy-duty workouts. I'm feeling my quads today, let me tell you. I'll talk about that after the show. Oh, and stick around after this, because I do have a couple reviews and talk afterwards. Cross-train and strength train intentionally. You can add in cycling if you want. Yoga, Pilates, and swimming are really good ways to cross-train, and do some strength training, because we really need to include balance training, get our muscles strong, and to intentionally help ourselves be better runners that way. Focus on recovery. For the Masters runner, it's important to dial in and maintain an effective recovery routine. You may use foam rolling. You may have a massage roller like I do, or you may go in and have someone give you a massage. Make sure you get plenty of sleep, a balanced, healthy diet, drink lots of water, and regular rest days. We all need rest days. I talked about that last week, but we really, really need to get some rest days. Ask for help when you need it. Even if you've been running for many years, there's still benefits of getting outside help and advice. You may want to get a coach, either a running coach or a strength coach, or even a physical therapist if you're having problem areas. It's good to have a support team that can help you. Really is. There's no reason not to ask for help. Develop a strong mindset. One of the great things about getting older is having the benefit of more time to build mental discipline and patience. Cultivate a growth mindset so that you're more likely to keep learning, setting goals, and challenging yourself. And this kind of thing, it doesn't cost money. It doesn't really do anything except take a little bit more time. And we may have more time if we're retired. I'm not retired yet, but when I'm retired, I'll have more time for that. And give yourself more time, patience for yourself, because things are going to take longer. I've noticed that it takes longer for me to do things. It takes longer for me to lose weight. Boy, does it. It takes longer for me to run. Yep. It takes longer for me to do things. So give yourself more time. Patience. And that patience takes a strong mind. It really does. We can't do things with weakness. We have to do things with strength. And patience is one thing that you need strength for. And for goodness sakes, don't listen to people who say you can't do something because you're older. Keep doing what you're doing and keep running. Those people will say, you don't have to prove yourself. You're older. Just relax. Nuh-uh-uh. This isn't about proving anything. This is about doing something and continuing to do something that we love. This is what it's about. These people who don't do what we do don't understand that being out there, challenging ourselves, continuing to do things, and maybe doing things that we've never done before is what keeps us going, is what we absolutely love. I love doing these things. I love running. And when I can't run, it makes me sad. And that discourages me. So, yeah, don't listen to them. I am by no means a model older runner. I myself learned from those exceptional older runners around me. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of them in the Bay Area. I listen to them. More importantly, I watch them. There are things that I've learned, and there are things that I still need to learn. I am not a perfect student. There's plenty of room for improvement within me. And now improvement is slow going, but it is there. Don't be surprised if things take longer. That's how it is, but we can still get better. Just be more patient, as I said, and be more willing to take the time. It is worth it. Take more rest days. This is necessary. You may have been a streak runner before, and to be honest, this may not work for you now. You may have to take a rest day. Now, you may be okay, and you may still be able to be a streak runner, but you may not. It really depends on your body, and you have to listen to it. As I said, truly listen to your body. Sure, you'll have those regular aches and pains. Those will happen, and that's not really what I'm talking about. If we listen to all of those, we'd never run again, right? But if you're really feeling tired or like you're coming down with something, there's nothing wrong with shortening the distance or taking an unplanned rest day. You really, really have to listen. As an experienced runner, you'll know the difference between regular aches and pains and an injury. You will know. Make sure you're getting regular checkups with your doctor. And for goodness sake, get a doctor who appreciates running. If your doctor says you're too old to run, get a new doctor. It may take you a while to find one, but that is definitely worth it. I know that it's hard to do, but it is worth it. And have regular blood work done, breast exams, all that. This gets much more important as you get older. Diet is everything now. No matter how you like to eat, eating a balanced diet is important. Now is not the time to start the carnivore diet. I'm sorry, but the carnivore diet is not great for people who are older. There are plenty of more educated dietitians and nutritional experts who can tell you why. Not I can't, but they can tell you. Fiber and complex carbs are very important. If you want to go on a more extreme type diet, going vegan would probably be better than the carnivore or any of that. But just following a diet with more healthy fats and less red meat and less unhealthy fats and simple carbs is probably the way to go. Make sure most of your runs are done at a slower pace. This will keep you running for a good many years. Now, I wanted to talk to you about a great website that I found, and I have nothing to do with this website. I have no affiliation with it, nothing. I'm not getting paid, but I did find this website, and I really think it would be of help to you. I'll include a link to it on my website. It's called Precision Hydration. And it has a free fuel and hydration plan that you can use. Of course, they want you to buy something from the website, and you can if you want. You don't have to. It's not necessary, and you don't have to buy anything to use their chart. They give you a general idea of how much salt and hydration and food you need depending on your race distance and what kind of race you're doing. It's very helpful, actually. I found it really unique and interesting, and I really appreciated the fact that they offered it to you without you having to buy anything. It was kind of nice. It was very cool. So I will include the website link on my website. And now I have a couple reviews of the things that I bought recently, and I'll give you the full review of the Topo Mountain Racer 3, which I told you I would. And I also want to give you a review of the Salomon Advanced Skin 12 hydration vest that I bought just last week. At the last minute, just as a spur of the moment, I bought a hydration vest because my Ultimate Direction vest was falling apart. And I went to Sports Basement, which is a sporting goods store chain in the Bay Area here. And I desperately really needed a hydration vest because my Ultimate Direction was slowly falling apart. And it's just old. It's like 5 years old. And I just really needed a new one. So I checked out the vests at Sports Basement, and they didn't have any Ultimate Direction ones at all. They basically only had Nathan and Solomon. The Nathan ones were nice, but I didn't really want one with the bladder in it, and that's all the Nathan ones had. And I looked at the Solomon, and I've never owned anything by Solomon, and I looked at the Solomon ones, and I found this one. It was very nice. I'll give you the positives first. The positive is it's very comfortable. It's much more comfortable than my Ultimate Direction. It's very soft, very comfy, fits perfect. I really like it a lot. Lots of pockets. Really nice, tons of pocket space. The fastening is super simple. My old Ultimate Direction one had horrible fasteners. I mean, the hooks were really hard to fasten in. And I noticed that the next one that they made of my Ultimate Direction, they took away those stupid fasteners. So those hooks, that was good. I worry about the fasteners on the Solomon, though. It's just this really, really thin string, and I'm just wondering, I hope that doesn't break anytime, but it's super easy to use anyway, and there's lots of space in it in the back and the front. The negatives are that the bottles are really hard to get back into the bottle space because there's pockets below that. So if you have something in the pockets below that, you have to kind of fight to get the bottles in. So you can't put too much in the in the pockets below where the bottles are. If you have to kind of fight to get those bottles in. And when the bottles are not filled with water, it's really hard. So that's something that I'm going to have to work on. I would imagine that it probably will get easier once the elastic is worn a little, but for right now, since it's new, it's a little bit of a battle. But I think that it's pretty cool that it has all that pocket space. I appreciate that the pockets in the front have the zippers on them. That's kind of nice. It's a nice place to put your ID in, maybe a goo or something like that in there as well. I really like it, though, all around. It's a great, great vest, and it will get a lot of use from me. And I also appreciate the fact that they have holders in the back to put trekking poles. I like that. I like the trekking poles in the back. I kind of like that at the back bottom part. So I appreciated that as well. Now, the Topo Mountain Racer 3s, I wore these for 11 miles in the headlands. I guess 12 if I count the half mile to and from the bus stop. And they felt pretty good for most of the time. For just a couple minutes, my right arch started giving me problems, and then it went away. So I'm thinking that it might take a little bit of time for my feet to get used to the 5 milliliter difference between the 5 millimeter drop from the heel to the toe. Maybe that's just my feet getting used to it. But other than that little part, they felt good. I think they'll be all right. I think that they will do fine for longer distances. I will get a longer run in them in a couple weeks. The only negative with them is that there's no Velcro on the back for gaiters. So I'm going to have to buy some Velcro strips off Amazon and stick on the back. So that's what I'm going to have to do. Other than that, though, the toe space is nice and wide, nice and big. So I didn't have any hot spots. I didn't have any problems with that. They have enough cushioning for me. I like that. And they were comfortable. Other than that, one little spot where my arch hurt, but then it went away and it hasn't hurt since then. So I don't think that's a big deal. But I do need to run with the gaiters because I got a few pebbles in my shoes and I don't really like going without gaiters. So that is going to be something that I need. And I'll just stick a little piece of Velcro on there and that shouldn't be a problem. That was it. And I did get a couple really good runs in this weekend. I got the 11 mile in the headlands, and that was tough. That was really tough. And I noticed that I wasn't drinking enough water. I probably should have taken 2 bottles of water rather than just one, because it's a long ways in between bottle stops, in between hydration stops, I should say. So I should take 2 bottles next time. Yeah. And then the day after, yesterday, Sunday, I got a recovery run of 4 miles, and that I didn't go easy on myself. I pushed myself hard, and that was even harder because my quads were really, really tired. So that was a hard run, but it was good. It was really nice to get a couple really, really good runs in. So it felt really good. And today is strength training day. I'll probably walk, but no running today. And then tomorrow is another running day. So I'll get some more in. So how is your running going? How is everything going? I hope you are getting good runs in. I hope everything is going great for you. Well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I truly appreciate it. The website is martharunstheworld.com. If you want to email me, it's martharunstheworld@gmail.com. And until next week, let's tie up our shoelaces and go for a run.